streaming around the world live at the Out of Bounds radio app and on your radio at ESPN 105.9.
Where are you?
The Zone.
Well, good morning. Welcome in hour number 3 of the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Your next toolbox or WeatherTech floor guards, tires, and wheels brought to you by Rick's Pro Truck. RPT, retail, and Gluckstadt, Flowwood RPT commercial. RicksProTruck.com, locally owned and operated. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Jackson Meadows with me. Wally Cummins, special guest, one of the chefs. He's one of the official 6 or 7 chefs of the Out of Bounds Show. Has joined us today. He was kind enough. This guy's got 2 kids under 5 or 6. Yeah, 2 kids under 6. He sous vide steak, chicken. I just had a wing, lemon pepper wing, unbelievable. And then he put together some banana pudding. Jackson Meadows will be in a food coma by 11:30 a.m. So you'll be done. I hope you don't have to go to the cannabis lab or farm or wherever the hell you're going later today, because you'll be worthless.
Not much different.
That's true.
I mean, I'm just going to go out there and hang out anyway. So.
You are a hydrocarbon chemist.
That's what I do for a living.
You got to get a business card that says that.
I really do. I mean,
you got to give it, you got to be at Fondren Public one night. Somebody asks you what you do. Yeah, I don't go out anymore. I mean, I go out to a restaurant, then I go home. But whatever bar, you got to be at Martin's or at Fondren Public. Somebody asks you what you do, you've got to whip out the hydrocarbon chemist card.
Kind of list my accolades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like my achievements as a hydrocarbon chemist.
My God, it's beautiful.
And I got trophies from that.
Oh, yeah, that y'all won an award. Multiple. Was it this year or last?
This year, multiple.
Y'all,
Big
I mean,
time.
y'all kind of making this stuff as you go.
Oh, we're making it all
you made up some kind of,
we just make it all
I mean, none of the businesses really know what they're doing.
None.
Okay, so in like year 1, where everybody's tripped all over themselves in the cannabis business, because everybody was going to get rich.
Right, I mean, yeah.
Right?
Still
in year 1, y'all decided to have
Cannabis
an
Cup.
award ceremony.
Yeah, that's correct.
What was it called?
It was the Cannabis Cup.
Cannabis Cup. And you won 2 awards, right?
Multiple, yeah. We took home first place in multiple categories.
Okay.
And then second place in another award show. Yeah, I mean the accolades are there.
Is that kind of like competing in the bottom half of the SEC? Like, who's going to be the best? Arkansas, Mississippi State, South Carolina, or Kentucky?
There were some of those there. We were at that point in time I was rolling at that point.
Okay.
Saban, Bama like.
Oh
yeah. I mean we were crushing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had to get the accolades. Had to get the trophy. I need to get that trophy.
Did you get it?
I did not. Of course.
Why am I not surprised?
Leave it with the company.
Because nobody really gets any. At the end of the day, nobody gets the final thing done, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, we have the trophy. It's just at the company. Like, it should be at my house.
Oh, so you did get a trophy?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, I think you sent me some pictures.
We loaded that trophy case up. Big boy trophies. Felt good. Good wins.
Okay.
Self-taught.
All right.
It's dangerous. I don't know what they're doing.
Wasn't that down on the coast?
Yeah, it was one on the coast and one in Oxford, yeah.
Okay, one on the coast, one in Oxford.
Took them both.
Cannabis Choice Awards 2024 for the state of Mississippi.
I love that.
We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I forgot that you won a trophy or 2.
Oh, yeah. Big ones. Felt good. Needed, bolster the resume a little bit.
You've got to put that on LinkedIn.
It's got, I don't know
hydrocarbon chemist. You do, seriously.
I agree. I mean, it sounds phenomenal. It looks great when you write it out.
Because people will look at it and go, wow, he's a hydrocarbon chemist.
Nah, most of them are going to think I'm lying.
I don't know, man. It's not hard to fool people this day and age. I don't know if it ever has been.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I really don't. I mean, I think of COVID.
Oh, God.
Presidential election. Athletic director signing Mark Stoops and Brent Venables to $50 million contracts.
You're right.
That makes Mark Stoops he got a contract extension through 2031. He's not going to be in Lexington, Kentucky. Not even close. Brent Venables, who's yet to do anything at Oklahoma, got his contract extended through 2029 for $50 million.
What has he done?
I mean, what are we doing?
Why?
Nobody could do that in the public sector. I mean, the private sector. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, nobody could do that in the private sector. No one. Here's a 7-year contract for $52 million, Mark Stoops, through 2031. Here's a $50 million contract through 2029, Brent Venables. Neither one of them will be there in 2 years.
Yeah, two's good.
You know? I mean, we're going to go to 9 games. That's going to be you think it'll be a challenge for Georgia, Bama, LSU, and Texas, much less the second group and the third group, which is always people are shuffling up and down. It just depends on who your coach is and where you are. I mean, right now, Vanderbilt is better than Arkansas, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Kentucky, Missouri. I know they lost in overtime, but I think Vanderbilt's a better team. I think Missouri's a fraud. Florida's actually trending the right way, but Diego's kind of the X factor. If you got to have a play in the second half, Diego Pavia is it's a quarterback, man. I mean, that's why I think Van Buren this week. I disagree with what a lot of Steve Robertson said. Not like just, that Mississippi State will win the game. If they do, that's great. But I do, man, I think one thing he hit on, Van Buren's just got to go. He's got to run it. There were times where he was hitting the turf against A&M and he had another 5 or 6 yards. And when you're a team like that and every yard is coveted, good Lord. And he's right. Connor Wigman looked like Jackson out there running. Kind of like his legs were going over here, and his arm, but yet he ripped off 1 or 2 runs and he fell forward. I think you're in such a desperate need to win. I hate to use that word, but and Levy's not going anywhere. You're in on this, but you need to tell Van Buren if there's an open space, 10, 15 yards, you got to go and don't think about sliding. Now, if right when and this is easy for me to say up in the stands drinking a cold Michelob Ultra, right? Because, when you're running 10 yards, and I don't care how good Arkansas, when you got a free safety coming in or a strong safety on you, but I still think we need to fall forward. He was hitting the ground, and man, because they count you back, like Steve said, where your butt is.
Right.
As you start going down and giving yourself up, they're like, he's there. Even though once he slid, he was 5 yards ahead. Because I think it could come down to, let's say Arkansas is up 2017. And maybe you've told him to slide, but at that point in the game, you got to go, hey, Michael, you got to go. If you've got it, you got to take off and just get tackled. I don't mean to be mean, but what are you saving him for? You're trying to win a game or two on the way out. I don't want him to get knocked out. I don't want anybody to get knocked out. But if he does trying to make a play, it's football.
Yeah.
And then Chris Parson will have to play. It's just what it is. I think that's something to keep an eye on.
Cut him loose.
All right, Wally Cummins is hanging out with us, friend of the show. We're going to do this at 9:15 or 9:30, but I kind of think we need a longer segment. What do you think about this during the break? This is ES. We got a lot to do. Because I think I got to make Tito's White Russians. We got banana pudding and sous vide steak and chicken. This is going to be fantastic. And I've got a late lunch today, so this is going to work out well. And Philip M's tonight. All right, big board this morning is brought to you by KCB Residential Roofing. Call them today if you need a roof on your home. Powered by KCB Residential Roofing. Call Ryan Lloyd. Ryan Lloyd is the man at KCB Roofing. Jackson, do you need a new roof?
Probably. Because, I mean, you know, we have to blow it all, blow the roof off of it soon. We got a big party coming up.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Then we're going to do a little Halloween party.
Oh, Lord, during the week?
No.
On the weekend?
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, we'll wait. Do it, what was that, November 1st? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do it that day.
That's like on a
Friday.
Oh, that's perfect. Is November 1 a Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 31st is going to be next Thursday. That's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can't do it midweek.
Okay, good.
No, that's...
Yeah, we would count you off the show.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you're really here anyway.
No, and those...
But, I mean, you're kind of here.
They can't do that either. They're not... They do, like, heavy machinery and stuff. That's the last thing they need to do.
Ooh.
Or they'd be slicing hands off.
Ooh, like drink all night and then have to go do hard labor? Manual labor?
I say that, and they're waking up right now probably from doing just that. So,
okay.
Yeah, there's no telling.
Yeah.
It'll be a... I'm glad it's in the Eastover area so we can, in case we need to walk to another house, we're only walking anywhere. We're not driving.
Okay.
Being smart.
Is your girlfriend going to lead the way, like, as far as figuring out how to put the party together?
Yeah, logistics.
Yeah.
She's going to have to.
Right.
Because I'm not going to. The question is, what do I mean, am I ever going to have a costume on?
Are you going to have a costume?
I have
you
to.
should.
I think it's a must.
Let's ask the listeners.
Yeah,
what should Jackson be for Halloween 2024? Let's go ahead and give away, since I'm heading up to Pearl River Resort later. Let's give away a night at the Golden Moon, 2 rounds of golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and a gift certificate to Mom and M's that has some of the best fried chicken and black-eyed peas you'll ever have in your life. But their wings are amazing. Jackson loves the oxtail. They do a double cheeseburger that's ridiculous, and they've got a super cool bar with premium bourbon, including Wilderness Trail Rye and weeded. What should Jackson Meadows be for Halloween? Other than, what'd you call yourself last week? A hydrogen chemist?
Oh, a hydrocarbon chemist.
So he's already a hydrocarbon chemist.
That's correct.
In the cannabis business.
That's correct.
Cannabis CBD, I guess. Is that right? Or,
both of them.
How do I say? Yeah. All right. But since he's already that, what should he be for Halloween? The agup.com text line is 601-885-3776. 885-3776. I think you should be a Domino's pizza delivery guy.
Oh, I like that.
But from the 80s when they wore the uniforms and had the little name tag.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it without that. I'd have to have a name tag.
Yeah. That'd be hold on.
Yeah,
let me see if I've got a Domino's.
That's really good.
Pizza delivery guy from the 1980s. All right. We used to have a guy in Bellhaven. Am I on Chat GPT here?
Man.
All right.
These are good.
I'm looking for like an image. Ooh, I need an image. All right, let me see if I can find one
These
during the break.
good.
I can't host the show and do that.
These are good.
Okay. Oh, do you have some?
They're coming in pretty well, pretty hard. All
right, hold on. Let me give it out again. The Ag Up Equipment. Where do you go to manage your land, your farm, your hunting camp? You go to Ag Up Equipment, and they have the John Deere tractor for your 50 acres, 100 acres, 150 acres. Keep that looking sweet, looking good. Manicure in style. John Deere, America's tractor, powered by Ag Up Equipment, including dealerships in Canton and Pearl. The text line is 601-885-3776. Yeah, Shaggy on Scooby-Doo
That's a good one.
is a winner.
That is pretty good.
I mean, because Jackson reminds you of Shaggy on Scooby-Doo. Has always, if you've listened to this show. Yes.
It's very, very...
Who's the guy on Scooby-Doo? That's the goofy guy?
That's Shaggy.
No.
Oh.
Hold on. I got this. Just give me a second. Yeah, Shaggy.
Yeah, Shaggy.
You're Shaggy.
Yeah, he's the guy.
You are Shaggy.
That is pretty well. I mean,
have you ever been him?
No.
Oh,
could very easily.
Do you want me to buy your?
That's not bad.
Do you want me to buy your costume? I mean, I guess they're only like $20 or $30.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they're not much.
All right, well, I'll buy it anyway.
This guy said he's actually going to be Scooby-Doo this year, so I mean, maybe a collaboration in the works.
And your girlfriend needs to be Daphne.
Daphne, or which one's the?
She was the hot one.
Yeah. Velma was the red.
Velma was the kind of. She looked like a biochemical engineer.
Yep.
Or a librarian from 1987, whichever. So yeah, you need to be Shaggy. She needs to be Daphne.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I love that.
Dang.
Okay, what does Robert say? Oh yeah, you could go as a Dollar General sales associate.
I'm in.
This is incredible.
Because I mean they get those little name tags, man. As long
well,
as
you have to have a name tag.
Yeah, that's a must.
You know what I'm thinking? We need to get on Amazon and just order you a name tag for here.
Oh,
and the running joke will be you'll wear your name tag every morning in studio.
It might help me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, actually.
And when you
like
go
that.
down to Beagle Bagel to catch the Orange Theory crowd,
yeah,
you'll have your name tag on.
Well, that's efficiency, man. You eliminate even having to tell them my name.
Right.
It's just further to the point. Let's get it done quickly.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but it'll get done.
Oh goodness. All right, so Shaggy from Scooby-Doo is epic.
That's a pretty solid one.
Olympic break dancer. I love that.
I do too.
You know, people used to break dance in the 80s.
Well, they did it in the Olympics.
Did they really?
Oh, it was an Olympic sport this year. Yes.
What bureaucratic pencil pushers on the IOC, I guess.
Yep.
Just somewhere in a resort in Sweden drinking $2,000 or $3,000 bottles of wine, a pop, and caviar, which is not a bad. I mean, if you can get on that gig, hey, more power to you.
Man, what a gig!
And probably smoking cannabis.
I would have
decided that they were going to do a break. Yeah, we got to vote on breakdancing as a sport in the Olympics. Is it in the summer or winter games?
We just had them. It was in the summer.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was the first year. It was first and only.
I can't remember where they were. Were they in Russia?
They were in Paris.
Okay, that's right. I had some friends go. Okay. All right, good deal.
The States did not do very well.
We didn't?
Nah.
Oh.
Canada was the break dancers.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't any good at Japan. They also won a gold. We took a bronze.
Well, Japan's so the Canada somewhat surprises me. Japan is disciplined and focused, you know?
Yeah. Like they should be good at dancing.
Yeah. Huh.
It was as bad as you would possibly think.
Huh.
It was tragic, to be honest.
Trying to think of popular Canadian artist. I didn't know Justin Bieber was from there. I did know Bryan Adams was from there.
Bieber,
Drake's from there.
He is.
Celine Dion. Shania Twain.
Hey, those are big names.
Neil Young's.
Look, Canada.
Okay. All right, good deal. We are the Out of Bounds Show. Your next toolbox for your truck is powered by Rick's Pro Truck and ricksprotruck.com or any of their retail locations. SEC Insider Hit coming up next. Chef Wally Cummings, Hour 3.
Wally Cummins in the house. He was kind enough to sous vide some steak and chicken, also wings, for us today. Jackson and I have been snacking the last 15 minutes and catching up with Wally, which is fun. He's cooked in here before for us. If you follow him on Twitter at Wally Cummins, he's always posting unbelievable food that he's doing out in his outdoor patio and kitchen. Today he sous vide steak, chicken, and then he did some Paula Deen's banana pudding, which we just tried, and it's amazing. You're listening to the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We want you to watch on YouTube. Yes. Watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. We've got all the food laid out. I'm kind of making some White Russians for Jackson. We brought the 7-year-old birthday party sprinkles for Jackson because a Tito's White Russian is not sweet enough for him, and he has to have the sprinkles too, but I also have cinnamon, just in case some of you are more adult-driven and you just want to live. That kind of reminds me of Christmas and the holidays. White Russian, just a couple of shakes of some cinnamon. So go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. Wally may actually spin the Tito's prize wheel a little bit later in the segment. But we're going to start off by going over to Wally and let him talk about what he did today. And let's start with Wally. Where are you from?
Originally, Canton. I went to high school, MRA. My adult life, I've lived in Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah, just across the reservoir.
All right, and tell us about Stephanie and the kids and your sweet family.
Stephanie married. We'll be married 14 years this year. We have a 6-year-old in first grade, and we have a 6-month-old. So spread out a little bit. Last couple of months kind of been a blur, but it's been awesome. Our oldest has been great with his brother. It's kind of special to watch them interact.
Yeah.
So I hope that continues.
So 6 years old and 6 months old.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome to be back here. Appreciate having me. Love your spot. Yeah. Always enjoy coming here. Been a few months since I've been in here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We got to get you in a couple of times a year, but you've been doing soccer and
fall gets
kids stuff and work.
Yeah.
And, all right, tell everybody what you do.
I'm in the real estate business. I'm a real estate appraiser. I've been doing that since I got out of college. Really like it. I have some great customers, meet people from all walks of life, go in people's houses, which is like as intimate as it gets. So I see good, bad, ugly, everything. So it's a cool job. And last few years have been pretty wild with COVID and everything.
And
went
interest rates and everything.
Interest rates. And now they're up a little bit, but the new norm has kind of settled in for people. So, but business is good. And then my wife owns a real estate company here, Front Gate Realty. So we're kind of in the real estate business. That's all we've ever done.
All right.
Plan on only doing that.
Wally and Stephanie Cummins live in the reservoir area.
Correct.
6-year-old, 6-month-old. Wally graduated from MRA. And where's Stephanie from?
She's from Clinton. She graduated from Clinton High, and we met at Mississippi State. Go Airs.
There we go.
So Jackson went to Clinton. He got kicked out and had to finish at Mount Salus.
My wife did not get kicked out. She's a straight shooter.
No.
She sticks to the straight and narrow pretty well.
Yeah, well, thank God that's what women and females do for us. Is he good on, I didn't even check his mic. Is he good on that? Okay, great. All right, so Chef Wally Cummins in the house. You're listening to Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We are excited that he's here and he cooked for us once again. We've been snacking on all this food and he's going to walk us through. But first, I want to talk about sous vide.
Yeah, so sous vide. People, when you say I'm going to sous vide something, people are like, "Oh, that's fancy," and it's like the furthest thing from fancy. It sounds like it is, but by name, but it's really just cooking something in water at a precise temperature. And there's several tools out there. I use an Anovo, like it goes into a water and it just circulates the water at whatever temperature. Obviously, each food requires a different type of temperature. Obviously, steaks, you want lower. Chicken, you got to cook them higher to get them cooked. But the good thing about chicken and sous vide is like a chicken breast, you can sous vide it at like 145 degrees for an hour plus, because it pasteurizes the meat and actually makes it cook to where it doesn't have any like bacteria or anything inside of it to hurt you. So that's what keeps it juicy. But it's so simple. I tell people all the time, it's like a crock pot, but a fancier version. And you can put stuff in there. Like my wife and I will do the chicken breasts from Costco weekly, sometimes twice a week. And you'll get them out of the freezer. There's 2 in a pack, so it's perfect for us. Drop it in there for an hour, pull it out, sear it, which is the critical part of all sous vide. Chef Ann Burrell says brown food tastes good. And that's like a great quote, because
I love that.
When it comes out of the sous vide, it does not look very appealing because it's just like a yellow-looking piece of chicken. And then so you got to dry it off and then hard sear it in a skillet and slice it up, put it on sandwiches, put it on salads, whatever.
All right, I think this is the key. So you sous vide it, and then the finishing it off is important.
Correct, in a skillet.
Okay.
And you got to get your skillet just ripping hot when you do it. And it doesn't take very long to finish it. So once you pull it out of that sous vide, it's only a few minutes and it's ready. And you don't have to let it rest. You don't have to really do any of that because it's cooked at the exact temperature you want it. And if you're cooking steaks for a group of 6, 8, 12, it's really difficult to grill that many steaks and get them all right without overcooking or undercooking one. So you can drop those steaks in a sous vide, and it's basically foolproof. You're not going to mess it up. And then you look like you're a great chef when you really didn't overcomplicate it. You worked smarter.
Okay, so when did you start? Why did you start? Where'd you see it? Online, a friend?
So I was
when did you start sous vide?
I was at a wedding reception, and it was steaks were on the menu. And every steak came out perfectly cooked. And I was like, and it was like cooked perfectly from end to end, top to bottom. And I was like, how did this happen? And I asked one of the people, and the guy was like, we sous vide our steaks. It's like the only way to cook them for 150 people and have them done at the right time. And so I started looking into it. And then this was when I lived in my other house. So this is well over 10 years ago. And I've had the same cooking devices and everything for the whole time. So it's like when you buy it, you can keep it, because you don't really use it that much. You use it once a week for 2 hours, and then you put it up. So and then I have tried all kinds of stuff, but I always come back to the chicken breast. That's like the best everyday weekday meal you can cook with it.
How long did you sous vide the chicken?
If you drop it in there frozen like I do, it's about an hour and a half. But if it's thawed, it's an hour.
Okay.
That's how long it takes to truly pasteurize it and get it cooked to where it will not hurt you.
Okay.
At the lower temperature, which makes it juicy. You can taste that chicken. It's not dried out chicken breast like people think because chicken breast is extremely difficult to bake, grill.
Yeah, because
whatever.
when you grill it, it's hard for it not to be dry.
Exactly. That's why you almost never see grilled chicken breast unless it's like a super healthy item on the menu.
Right. Okay. An hour and a half frozen, an hour not frozen.
Yep. At like 145, 147, somewhere in that vicinity.
Is that same thing for the wings?
No, the wings got to be done higher. The wings are done at 165 because they got to be cooked a little bit more than that chicken. And you can't really the wings are going to stay more moist just by nature of the wing.
Right.
And then you're frying the wing after. So that doesn't hurt the moisture of the interior of the wing. So you sous vide the wings at 165 for about the same amount of time, then flash fry them, and then do them whatever you want. All these are dry, or sort of dry with the hot honey, but you can put barbecue sauce, you can put garlic, Parmesan, whatever you want on them after. But we typically do them dry.
Give me a little showcase. Show me a little. Prop that plate up of food.
This one?
Yeah, just a tad, so we can see the.
Why don't I come over here?
The quality of it.
And the steaks, another.
Tell me where
that's good right there. Oh,
with the steaks, there's a fillet and then there's a top sirloin, and the top sirloin is obviously a cheaper cut of meat, but that top sirloin sous vide like that almost eats like a fillet for one third of the price.
It's fabulous.
What a look!
Of course, you cooked it rare.
Yeah, that's
which
rare
is the way
plus
to go.
Rare. Yeah, you can't overcook a sirloin; it just doesn't have enough fat in it. No. You gotta get a ribeye or whatever. You need to cook a ribeye more just because of the fat content in them.
Sure,
but And I don't like to necessarily do ribeyes and strips and stuff sous vide because those are more of an event grilling and cooking on the grill and getting that good sear, burn, char on those. This is really sous vide and is really for leaner cuts of meat, just in general, to keep them moist and keep them cooked right and not overcooked.
Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Wally Cummins putting on a culinary clinic this morning with some sous vide steak and chicken and Paula Deen's banana pudding. You can watch on YouTube right now. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Watch on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Tell me about the seasoning on the wings.
One of them's just a really high-end lemon pepper, and then I added a little bit more pepper to it. My wife loves lemon pepper wings, so and they've grown on me over the years.
Yeah, so it's not my go-to.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing that I picked up, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's not, don't get just a cheap lemon pepper. You got to go to like Girls of Mississippi or somewhere and get a really good quality lemon pepper.
Okay.
And then the other is just a hot honey that you can buy.
That's
hot
got
honey.
a kick on, like you said, on the back.
You get the sweet, and then it lingers, and the heat kind of it grows on you. You got to have something. You need to have something to drink if you eat those wings.
We can handle that. This segment's brought to you by Key City, Mississippi Queen. Also, I just made a couple of Tito's White Russians, and I put some rainbow sprinkles on for Jackson, which you see at like 7-year-old birthday parties on cupcakes.
Milkshakes and cupcakes,
so the Tito's, Kahlua, and milk wasn't enough. Last time I made these, he was complaining about it not being sweet enough, so we've got sprinkles for.
Well, if
for
anybody
Jackson.
knows anything about Paula Deen, there's no way that banana pudding's not sweet enough.
I can't wait.
Sweet is her middle name.
Man.
All right, so let's talk about that. You heard us talking about, I think, banana pudding a month or so ago. Walk us through, because you've got some great pictures on Twitter, at Wally Cummins, at Bo Bounds. He started tagging us yesterday. We're eating the banana pudding right now. It goes great, by the way, with a Tito's White Russian. Tell me about the banana pudding.
I had never seen this before, and I started Googling it. She uses the Chessman cookies, which is the difference maker in that banana pudding versus just the basic vanilla wafers. And, I mean, it's just full of all the goodness. The powdered sugar, cream cheese, condensed milk.
Oh, yeah.
Vanilla pudding. I mean, it is Cool Whip.
Hey.
It is diabetes in a tray.
Wally, how many calories do you think is in this?
It weighs like 20 pounds.
It does.
That thing's thick.
It's dense. I'd say that's probably every bit of a 600 or 700 serving calorie dessert.
That's just funny. That is right up my
Add the White Russian, you got a full day.
Yeah, you got a full deal.
In one dessert.
So I interrupted you. Go ahead.
The Chessman cookies is the thing, and then I top it. She doesn't layer hers. She basically does a bottom and a top. And I like different textures across the thing. So I do a layer, another layer of cookies, and another layer, and then I just top it with vanilla wafers on the top. So it's very simple. It's no bake. I follow a guy on Twitter, Brett Bakes is his name. He's a really good baker, and he asked me if it was no cook or cook, because back in our grandparents, they used to cook their banana pudding, and a lot of times it was served warm with meringue or whatever, but this is just the way I like it. I like it cold, and I like it. It's sweet.
It's so good. Okay, we just had a question on your sous vide.
Okay.
Bo Bounds, Wally Cummins, Jackson Meadows, the Out of Bounds Show. We'll also throw in, this is brought to you by Visit Mississippi and Visit MS, because we're always talking about food and fun stuff. You can go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. We've got a treat this morning, sous vide chicken, filet, sirloin, wings, and then this Paula Deen's banana pudding. And Wally nailed it. It's all about this, the cookie or whatever you said. The
Chessman cookies.
Yeah.
Chessman.
Big around the holidays.
Oh, this is perfect for November and December.
Yeah.
Good grief. Everybody's having fun.
You stop
I tell
counting
you what
calories
pairs well
then
with
anyway.
this is a bold red wine.
Yeah.
So you could do a red blend, you could do a Syrah, you could do a Grenache, you could do a Malbec. Any of those wines, if you've had a great meal, like while you've already done the protein and the app and all that, and you do banana pudding and you pair it with a really medium plus but full bodied red wine, But some people like the lighter.
Does
You can go
anything
with
come to
Pinot
mind
Tempranillo.
off the top of your head, like a certain wine?
Maybe
Yeah, I mean, I would go with something like
barefoot of some
Numantia,
sort.
Yeah.
which is. But I mean, you and I had Dakota Shy a couple of months ago. Okay, that's a big.
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal, really big cab. I can't remember if we had the blend or the cab. Either way, it's
Grenache.
delicious. Yeah. And so Grenache is going to be more full-bodied than Tempranillo.
Yeah.
Just kind of depend. So a lot of times the women are going to gravitate to Pinot or Tempranillo
Yeah.
style grape. But for me, if I'm having a big steak or a fantastic dessert, then going to lead into a Spring Street cigar, I want a big red blend or a big Syrah or a big Grenache.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
You know, and it caps off the evening. All right, we had a listener ask on the sous vide. Have you sous vide game? Like I
Yeah.
know you hunt. Are there some things that you like to sous vide?
Yeah, you can obviously venison is so lean, it falls into the category of the filet and you need to cook venison the same. You don't want to get it over medium rare. You got to keep it more on the rare side.
Right.
Most game is big by nature. It's a lean animal because it's out in the environment, flying around, running around. So most wild game is lean. So pretty much anything. If you want to do like a quail, you had a quail, you could sous vide a quail in there and then batter it and flash fry it, or sous vide it and sear it off just like this, or turkey. I mean, you could probably sous vide a turkey breast in there and it would be phenomenal. I've never done it, but I would assume it's just like the chicken breast.
We had quail out in the left field lounge last year.
Yeah, it's a delicacy. Yeah, I went quail hunting a few years ago in South Georgia, and they cooked us some world-class meals at the place I was staying, and that's one of the first times I'd ever had quail. And now, anytime I can find it, I'll order it.
What's your favorite? Dove, duck, deer, quail? What's your favorite to hunt?
I like bird hunting. Duck hunting is kind of gone by the wayside in Mississippi, it feels like, because there's not as many birds. But I love dove hunting. I love the fellowship involved in quail hunting because you're kind of hanging out with people and socializing and walking through the woods. I grew up deer hunting, so that's always going to be a staple in my life. I got some friends that are just die-hard deer hunters.
Me too. And duck.
They're just getting off the stand right now. And so die-hard duck hunters they're out there. Those are some people. They're crazy about it.
Good Lord.
It's expensive and it's hard.
Yeah. These guys putting, $500,000, $1 million a piece into their duck camps.
Yeah,
What?
I got a couple.
They got to be running cocaine.
Yeah, I go hunting with a friend of mine, Jim Owen from high school. I've known him forever. Me and him go hunting every year together at his family's place up in the Delta. It's just we cook, hang out, fires.
That's what I'm good at.
Go hunt. If we
I'll
kill
bring
something, great. If we don't, great.
Right.
I'm a lot more lackadaisical about it than he is. He kind of gets mad at me because I'm not wanting to sit out there all day.
Right.
But
Me neither.
we work it out.
Sure.
I'll go back and light the fire.
That's what I'll go back, light the fire, and light a cigar.
Yeah.
And start all the prep and pour a wilderness trail rye.
But game would be great for sous vide. It really would.
Okay. There was one other question that I had.
You got to get him to talk about his hole-in-one.
Oh, that's right. Les Penn, Texas. All right. So Wally Cummins grew up in Canton. I did the show from the Canton Four Ball.
Yeah.
A month or two ago, which is an unbelievable tournament. They had, I don't know how many people out there.
Great tournament.
But they have now 30 to 40 teams on the wait list.
It's been full for decades.
Okay.
Yeah. So, then the day you were out there, so I've had a crazy year of golf. My team won the Lester Penn with the other Penn, so Chad, Les's brother, which I was proud of Chad for that because he's the only Penn that had not won it. Then the day you were out there at Canton, I made an albatross, which is a 2 on a par 5, which is like one of the things you'd never even dream of doing. And then this past Monday, I made a hole-in-one at the Lieutenant Governor's tournament in Vicksburg. So I guess I've been living
All right, hold on. Set us up. The hole, the yardage, give us everything.
Yeah, it was 18 at Vicksburg, 135. I hit a pitching wedge, hit it good, landed about 15 feet behind the hole, rolled back, tracked right in. We could see it go in the hole from the tee box. So And I was playing with 3 guys that work acquaintances I'd never played with, so we'll have a special memory together forever because of that. The golf gods have been shining on me this year.
He hit an albatross and a hole-in-one within 60 days?
Yeah, and I probably had not played but like 4 rounds between them, between the 2 times. And
yeah, because you got a 6-year-old and a 6-month-old.
It's not like I'm playing golf 3 or 4 times a week or anything. So
hole-in-one.
So I got to take my son playing golf this afternoon because he thinks he can make a hole-in-one now. And I'm
this is fantastic.
Pump the brakes. Let's try to get a par.
Right. That's so much fun.
It's just kids. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, my son is eating up with golf. It's the stories are amazing. Of course, he's up at Mississippi State playing Old Waverly and Starkville Country Club. I'm like, you're living the dream.
Yeah, we play the Lester Penn up there, the charity deal. It's awesome. We're doing good with that. Always looking for sponsors if anybody wants to get on board. It's for a good cause. We'd sponsor the Randy Watkins Junior Cup at Lake Caroline. So it's basically all for junior golf because that's all of us grew up playing golf as juniors under legendary Robbie Webb, who's newly inducted Hall of Fame, Mississippi Hall of Fame. Yeah, he taught all of us golf. So
that's
big connection of youth golf around here.
And y'all do that at Old Waverly, which is super cool. Again, visit MS. That's tourism all day long. All right, before we go, he's got to spin the Tito's prize wheel once, and we'll just pick someone that's watching on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports, okay?
We ready?
All right, so we've got Golden Moon Rooms, Out of Bounds swag, burgers, blues, and barbecue, gift certificates, Raggio stuff, all kinds of stuff.
Anything but studio air.
Yeah, a bag of air from
I'm
the studio.
re-spinning if I get that.
That was Blake.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Autograph sports swag.
All right.
Jake Mangum or something?
Jake Mangum, Roy Oswalt, Jeff Brantley, Brent Rooker, who hit how many bombs this year?
39.
39 bombs.
Jake was on a tear at the end of the year.
He was on a. So Jackson's all into his fantasy team, and he gave me a Brent Rooker report the last 60 days of the season, which was great.
He was so
Don't worry about those things. Hey, Rooker hitting 39 bombs this year and making the All-Star team last year with the Oakland A's. Triple Crown winner.
Yep. 100-plus RBIs, 39 bombs, batted almost 300.
Only 2 in the history of the SEC.
Fantasy baseball is a commitment.
Oh, it's so good.
Rafael Palmeiro and Brent Rooker. Only 2
legends.
Triple Crown winners. Wally, we appreciate it, man.
Man, thanks. Awesome. If anybody has any questions, tweet at me. I'm happy to answer people's questions.
At Wally Cummins, he's always posting unbelievable food pics that make me jealous because I can't cook like him and Les and Kendall and all these guys. But super cool. Sous vide, steak and chicken, and Paula Dean's banana pudding. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be live from Dancing Rabbit Golf Club tomorrow morning.